Afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Cera with another guide. Now, sure, I'm a bit late, but I'm gonna make a guide on this thing at some point or another. So here's how Ceratosaurus can easily, very easily, take down a Maia in one of two ways. Now, instead of my usual, I'll do an analysis then, like, okay, what I did wrong and right and whatnot, I'm gonna do a different formula. I'm just gonna go over how you fight it, and then a full example of that fight, so. Now, Ceratosaurus versus Maia. I'll use this one first because I have the footage for it, so it's convenient. And I'm a Cerato main, so what can I say? Now, with Maias, there's two ways you can fight them, in my eyes. There's the slow and patient. You can use charge bites, just charge them up all the way, land the perfect hit. Or you can go ahead, go complete offense, just keep drilling bite after bite after bite into it. Which, both of these strategies I've tried plenty of times, and they both are pretty reliable. I'll show off a brief example of each here, go over them. Now, the first example here is the slow and patient kind of playstyle. Now, with this one, that means you're doing less damage per second, of course, just more raw damage per bite. But, really, it's up to personal preference. You could either go DPS or just raw damage. Either way, you're still getting heaps of damage over the entire fight, so regardless. But again, we're focusing on the slow and patient, so I'll go over that. So, what I usually do in these fights, which you're able to see here in the background, is I'll charge up a bite, stay a decent amount away, or just pursue, and I'll wait till the very last moment and land a hit on even the tip of the tail would do a lot of damage in this case. Though most cases it'd be preferable if you could bait an attack and then get a free headshot, because even for a Maia, even for a creature of such size, that's going to be doing a lot of damage. One small detail I will sneak in as well. Using the charge bites, of course, it takes about 11 hits on average with moderately 2 fully charged bites to down a Maia or get them to surrender. And, with this playstyle too, if the Maia ever gets too close and you do get a charge bite on there, you're not going to have the time to get another decently damaged charge bite, so just do an alt hit instead. And I'll replay here, I was talking over it, but there was a bit where I do charge bite, and then land an alt bite on its tail. And again, that's not much damage, but it's enough to be substantial to the point where it's worth being used. So, there's a small little tip for you. Here's another one of the slow and more paced fights that I did with that similar strategy. Now, the one downside I will say is, with this strategy, there's more openings for the Maia to counter you. Which, sure, I wouldn't blame you if that didn't make sense at first, because why would the less bites be more openings for the Maia? Think about it, though. If you're up close and personal with the Maia, sure, they have any chance to attack you, but they're constantly spamming attacks because you're that close, so it's pretty hard to get a perfect hit on you. Meanwhile, if you're moving in every so often, sure, you can bait hits, but, like you saw there, it was able to shove me when I moved in. And, sure, a Maia can still shove a brawler, type Cera, but still. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is if you're using your attacks less, it becomes more predictable when you move in. And because they're not wasting stamina trying to spam attacks on you, they actually have the stamina reserves to get a good stun on you and then proceed to stomp you into the ground or whatever. But again, that also happens with the brawler, so regardless, whatever playstyle you're choosing as a Cerato, you cannot be careless. That's pretty much a given, but still. But the thing is, too, you don't want to be reckless. You also don't want to be too scared to the point where you're not going to make a move. Everything has the capability of killing you, but that doesn't mean you should fear them. And before I discuss the brawler playstyle, I'm going to show you guys some funky stuff you can engrave into your minds when fighting Maias next. Now, some of these animations for its attacks, one in particular, have extremely long animations for whatever reasons. But mainly this attack here. Yep, took a good 3 seconds from start to finish. So, as soon as you hear this sound cue, you want to drill as many alt hits into that thing's head as you can. And I might as well mention while I'm at it, some of Maia's attacks, mainly the shove and the sidekick and quadrupedal, are near instant when they're activated. So when Maia's in quadrupedal, you want to watch the back of its flanks, and when it's in bipedal, you want to stay away from the front of the animal, entirely. Because even if it shoves your tail, you're still getting stunned. I'll see if I can sketch up a little idea of what I'm talking about here. It's pretty simple to visualize, even in game. But all this aside, let's go to Ceratosaurus Brawling a Maiasaura.
Okay. Now we can pick this up with Cerato. Ah, that was a mistake. Oh, you're gonna water camp, are you? What is with this guy? There we go. Do you want to fight me again? Seems like it. I'll take it. I can show off some flicks in this one. Eesh. Yeah, he knows how to move too. Always fun doing that.
And there you are. Both ways to play Cerato. Right, Cerato players, I'd hope, know this. But to anyone who wants to play Cerato, here's one good thing about it. Most of the creatures you'll be hunting or fighting, you can take a lot of punishment from them. Like with most of those Maia fights, and even some Cerato fights, but mainly Maiasaura, other similar species, you can afford to take a lot of damage in those. But again, I want to stress, Ceratos are not immortal either. If you misplay, or if you just run into a rogue Diablo or Tenno, they can easily end you before you can even think of running away. And this even applies to Dialos, funnily enough. Utah's not so much, they're pretty fragile. But Dilophosaurus, if they get you to stage 3 Venom, you're you're screwed at that point. So there we go. There's the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe, etc. And I'll leave you guys with this one little comment. There will be more than just the owl content. Of course, I'm not going to give off specifics. I'm not even sure when I'm going to do this myself. But just a little thought. Anyways, have a good day.